What round they rise to find that?
You're playing touch butt with that dork in the park.
The Fight Week Show.
Hey guys, this is John Anik from the UFC.
What round they rise to find that?
You're playing touch butt with that dork in the park. The ponytail. And I'm the one who ain't got no training partner? I don't think so. You seem to have it all figured out when you're fighting midgets.
Damn it! 60 G's, baby!
Dust of Shakedown begins right now. The Fight Week Show fans, Fight Week Show people, then when I tell you we're having the mother of all technical issues, it's all happening today, but we're here. That's the main thing. How you doing, my boy? McDane in the house, man.
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Like I say, technical issues all fucking day long there. Son couldn't get OBS to load. Then I couldn't get my mic to work. Then I couldn't get the camera on. Shit was just going sideways, bro. But we're here.
Yeah.
We got a fresh trim and we're ready to get into some fucking MMA news. 304, mate. I am so fucking pumped to get to Manchester on Friday. I swear to God. I keep seeing people shit, keep seeing pictures, keep seeing all sorts of stuff. And I'm on the edge of my seat, man. I'm like, I just need to get through this shift and I'm gone. I just need to get through this shift and I'm gone.
100%, man. 100%. Look, it's gonna be fucking wicked having a team member down there at the UFC event. And bro, we got a wager on the fight. We're going to talk about that much later. We've spoken about it, but really, we're really going to get into it today.
It's not really a wager when a man's just robbing you, is it? Yeah, I mean,
no. There ain't no robbery here. You know what I mean? You
big up Wolfie was happening.
Talking
man,
about
thanks.
fucking no signals and red. You know what I mean? Hey, you people. Yeah, we're going to touch on that later, man. Big up everybody in the house, everybody that's been waiting for us. Salute to every single one of you. Big love. Make sure you're sharing out the video. Let people know that we are live right now, man. People, salute to every single one of you. I also wanted to let you know Yao is going to be joining us very, very soon. He's just running behind, but he's going to be joining us very, very soon, later on the show. Okay. Look, there's been a lot going on in the There's been a lot going on in the MMA world. And look, speak of the devil. All right. Yeah.
Hold on. He ain't ready yet.
Not yet.
Let him get dressed.
Yet. All right.
Yao just turned up in the background, butt naked, folks. He's dancing.
You
he's
know
doing
what I mean? He's doing Yao things, man.
Like,
the things that Yao be doing in the background, man, is fucking crazy. You know what I mean?
It.
Oh my days. Anyways, what's been going on in the MMA world this week? A lot's gone on. We've even seen a Francis Ngannou interview. We've seen Belal. Belal's been he's been on smoke.
Bro.
For some reason this week, I'm kind of liking Belal a little bit more. But
he's turned up this week, like.
But okay. And coming to join us right now is Yao from K.E.I.T.H. How you doing, my brother?
I am amazing. I am fantastic. I am late, everyone. Thank you so much for waiting for me. Well, you didn't wait, but good to be here. Let's go, Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, we were kind of waiting for you still, but McDane then came with the technical ability. Everything just rolled up into one. I've been here since 8:30, but hey, listen, the show must go on.
Shut up, 8:30. You text me at like 5 to 9. I'm in the back. Waiting on a bus. Yeah, I mean,
someone's got to make you to look bad, man. You know what I mean? Shit.
Acting like this shit's ran by the council, bro. I've been waiting on this shit for 35 minutes. You know what I mean?
Oh shit. Okay. But first, we do have one story here that our boy Leroy been putting in work on. Salute to Leroy in the back. Everybody in the back, if you can spam him, hashtag fuck Leroy. Leroy is a dickhead. Whichever one you like, Leroy loves it all. See? Put the ukulele on it if you want to. All that type of shit. He loves that shit.
Man better believe when I get to that fucking press conference, when I get to that ceremonial weigh-ins tomorrow, and they've got the Q&A with Volkanovski and MVP, I'm jumping on that mic. I'm asking Volk and potentially MVP some questions, and I am dropping a fuck you, Leroy, on that bitch. I swear to
Fuck
God.
you, Leroy, on that
Just you
motherfucker
wait.
covered. Let's go. Hey, I see Robocop. I see you there, man. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, we here, man. We here every other week, man. Big up yourself. And he's spamming fuck all as well. Whichever one you lot want to put in the chat, we just run with the chat, roll with the chat, get involved in the chat, man. Let's go. You get me? All right. First clip that Leroy worked on, we're spinning it right now. Let's go.
The Association of Boxing Commissions and Combative Sports has made a significant change to its rules. In a recent meeting, the committee voted unanimously to lift the ban on 12-6 elbows. As of November 1st, 2024, fighters will be allowed to use this elbow strike. This change now gives John Jones the opportunity to appeal and potentially have the only loss on his record overturned. John Jones took the opportunity to post his approval via Instagram.
Okay. I'm looking at that. And I'm gonna come to Yao first to get his take on this one because we know John Jones is McDane's best friend. He's got John Jones's gloves, so you know that was coming up, man. You know that was
Every
coming
time,
up,
mate. Every time.
You know what I mean? We're getting you with that one. But Yao, looking at that,
Ooh.
my man's talking about okay, the rules is now being changed, right? But that means you can go and erase something that happened nearly a decade ago, like. In your mind, how does that work? Do you think the rule change of today can affect what happened years ago, or is the rule change affecting from here on now? This is the rules we're following. Please talk to me about that one.
Firstly, McDane, when are you sending me John Jones gear? Because like I'm a John Jones fucking now. Like, please send it.
You're a John
And I
Jones
see
fucking.
and I see you got a haircut. Nice haircut, bro.
This is
The
the
mop is
thing we
gone.
have to deal
His
with
brother, the
Yao
mop is gone,
when
mate.
he's backstage. He be doing all kind of crazy shit. You know what I mean? Now he's talking about his John Jones.
I ain't sending
You
him
know
that
what I
glove
mean?
because he knows what I'm gonna be doing in that glove. He ain't doing that in that glove. You know what I mean?
Oh my
So on
God.
the rule changes, look, it's tricky because essentially we've all said for a long time that that loss shouldn't count on his record. He's still technically undefeated, just like Chael Sonnen, you know. So I don't know, but I want to take it very, 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 very far back, very far back. If we look at Cecil John Rhodes. Now, I'm not sure if everyone knows who that is, South African history, but he basically was the guy who had two countries named after him, Northern and Southern Rhodesia, which is now Zambia and Zimbabwe. If we go back and change rules, what does it mean? Does it make a difference to what happened back in time? So, for me, if I look at John Jones and I look at how we view history, everyone already views him essentially as undefeated. We all watch the clip of him losing that fight to a 12-6 elbow, and we say, but that doesn't make sense. The ref should have stopped the fight. For me, the real question is: was the 12-6 elbow ever dangerous? If it
Mm.
was, then they shouldn't be revoking the rule. If it wasn't, then yeah, let's go back and say, but that was a kind of a stupid rule. However, if you don't play by the rules of your time, going back to Cecil John Rhodes, if you don't play by the rules of your time, you will always lose, which John Jones did. He didn't play by the rules of the time. So for me, it's tricky because I would love to say, look, let's go back, let's change history. But unfortunately, we all play by the rules of our time. If I go and murder someone now, and murder is, oh, well, then again, if I think about the law, if I murder someone now and the reason I murdered him changes in 5 years, they will release me. So, okay, let's go, John Jones. Actually, if I think about how law works, like just law, yeah, that's what happens. That's what the repeal
I
on
mean, that's
cannabis
not
laws is
always what
now.
happens. Like, yeah, I mean,
With
not everybody's
cannabis,
not everybody's out of jail for smoking weed, though, son. You can't sit and say that. Like, I know where you're going with
exactly.
it, and I knew exactly where you were going with it, but that is not the fucking, that is not the God whole truth. You know what I mean? Like, there's still people in jail for smoking fucking weed. Tell you that
Yes.
right now.
But we're all
Like,
talking about them getting out once the laws are fully approved. And I think maybe John Jones kind of falls into that category of how the law works. So when laws get repealed, you go back. That's what happens. I personally don't agree with it. But generally, if you repeal, and exonerate those who had committed a crime based on a law that is now not legal.
McDane, I mean, when you look at the way,
Fuck your
obviously,
appeal. Don't
Yao's
even ask me these questions.
the way Yao's just broken down that question there. I mean, how you looking at it? Because I'm kind of leaning towards some same thought process we was just talking about, bro.
What, you think they should be appealed and given to him, and it shouldn't be a loss?
No. Hey, listen, for me, like if I got busted for weed 10 years ago, and then 10 years later they make weed legal, do you think I'm gonna now go to the fucking government and say, yeah, can you erase that
No,
fucking
give me the money back from what I
10
paid
years
on that
ago?
fine.
You know what I mean? Like fucking that don't
No,
don't
it's
work
not gonna
like that.
fly. No, it's not
And
gonna fly.
him crying to Dana as well, like, hey, yo, Dana, well, can you say about fucking, we know it's Dana's fucking love
John
child.
Jones' privilege
You know,
might be fucking real, you know, but
it could be fucking real, because if that fucking happens, bro, I don't know what kind of door that opens for some of the other fighters that's been in, like, okay,
my exact point as well.
put it this way, yeah. Look at how they've brought in VAR and whatever into football, right? So the law changes, but every team that got affected by this law can then go and complain about the law that happened 10 years ago before VAR was introduced, and say, yeah, we couldn't check this fucking goal. Yeah, that fucking goal that Rooney stopped Arsenal on the 49th fucking game, it was a fucking dive. Now, can you give us the 50th fucking game? Because we now know if there's VAR, they would have seen that Rooney dived and they went a fucking penalty, and United would not won that fucking game.
And Arsenal
You
would be
see,
Champions League winners against Barcelona.
this is what I'm trying to
but
say.
that's
So
my
John
thought process as well. You can't go
John
back.
Jones
There's too
can't be
much.
going back talking
Yeah.
about, oh yeah, that 12-6 back then is that 12-6 back then. I want that fucking loss taken off my team. It was a disqualification, because at the time where he signed the bout agreement, that wasn't the rule. It was against the law to do that. It was against the rules of engagement to do it at the time. And we've just got with that. That's how we've got to look at it. Logically speaking, you've got to look at it at the time. If at the time, these are the rules of engagement that you and your opponent signed to, you broke that rule at the time. Maybe by the 1st of November, it's going to be legal. But at that time, for both of you, in that fucking same fight, rules of engagement was there's no 12-6. So you can't be going around trying to fucking clean up that record. Now I feel so passionate about this shit drive. When I saw it, I was like, no way, this man begging for this thing to get cleaned off his record.
There's too many accounts of it that we need to go back and be assessed, and how many people are then going to appeal, and then when you actually look at certain decisions that were made, you could be changing the course of history of where a belt went, where a championship fight went, where a prospect or anything, you know what I mean, or even like title eliminators, anything. Like there's too many variables in there for it to be going, yeah, let's give him an appeal, cool, you never lost. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that after the fact. Like fantastic, yeah, it's changed and it's going to be great going forwards, but what has been is has been, and it ain't be changing anytime soon. Like that's my opinion on it too.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. People in the chat, please let us know what you think on this topic. I just think John Jones be asking for all types of shit that other fighters don't get. They be moving venues for him. They be changing picograms for him. They wanted to, you know what I mean, rewriting history.
He's just trying to change the headlines of what his name's sticking out for at the moment. That's what it seems to be like.
You know what I mean? Only him could be looking at a year jail time, or using 1,500 quid just to clean that shit up. Like this brother is a multi-fucking millionaire, man. 1,500 quid ain't gonna touch the sides. You know what I mean? So, but hey, let us know what you guys think on that topic there. We have another one right here. And people, before we go on to the next one, salute to everybody that's with us right now, whether you're watching live or playback. Make sure you're following the Rambling That podcast, the Head Kick podcast. Make sure that you're following all of us on our socials, the Fight Week Show. Go and subscribe, share if you're new, and let everybody know what we're doing over here, man. We're trying to grow all our platforms. And if you're on X right now, please, one of the best ways you can help us is jumping on YouTube, engaging in the chat, liking, sharing, doing all of that good stuff, man. So please, if you're watching on X, come and join us over here on YouTube. Come over to YouTube and join us. Okay. Let's go on to that next topic here. Belal, Belal's been cracking jokes this week, man. He's MMA muffin. Leroy put this together. Let's get it.
During an interview with MMA Fighting, UFC welterweight challenger Belal Muhammad made a bold claim regarding his division's GOAT status.
Otherwise, right? If he didn't have this belt, nobody would know who he is. He doesn't talk for himself. He doesn't promote himself. He doesn't even know how to speak. Even when he goes on these podcasts, he's like whispering. He just looks so stupid. He looks fearful, and he just looks like he doesn't belong here. The belt doesn't belong on his shoulder. It belongs on my shoulder. And yeah, once I get the belt, I'm going to show the division. And my goal isn't just to be the champion. My goal is to be the best welterweight to ever do it. So for me to go out there and beat Leon, who beat Usman twice, who everybody thought was the best welterweight to do it, right? Then I'm up there and I'm ahead of him, and I'm right underneath GSP. Then when you're looking at both of our lineups, it's like, well, I beat Wonderboy, I beat this guy, I beat that guy. Then I get these next young killers who people are still going to say are going to beat me, right? You give me the Shopcots, you give me the JDMs, the Ian Garys, and then I walk through all of them. There's nothing else, right? I'm just going to be cemented as the best to ever do it.
MMA fans reacted with near unanimous criticism of Belal's statements.
What's that, brother?
Leroy is a
Week Belal.
dickhead, but he's a fucking genius dickhead. That was a beautiful clip there. I love it.
Fight week Belal is on fucking fire, son. He's coming in with a different attitude this week. I think this training camp he is knuckling down and he's trying to get fucking mean with it. Like
it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm gonna stick with you, Magdane, because when you look at the energy that Belal's bringing, it's arrived in Manchester. He claims he believes he'll even have more fans than Leon here.
Leroy,
than Leroy, than Leon, than
he's
all
definitely got more fans than Leroy
over here in the UK. And it looks like he's making himself at home. He's talking a lot of shit, doing some MMA math. Oh yeah, so if Leon beat Usman and he beat him twice, and they say and if I go and beat him, then that will put me above all of these guys that put me just beneath GSP and all this. Like, does it really work like that, Magdane? Like, is that how it really works, bro? You know, what I mean?
We all know that's not how it works. I mean, he was like fucking 2 + 2 is 4 - 1 is 3. Quick maths. You know what I mean? Like, stick me in there with GSP, bro. Like, that dude is on some fucking smoke this week. Like, so he's in Manny on that fire pack. You know what I mean? Like, he's blitzing it, bro. Like, he's not gonna fucking Scooby Doo. But nah, like, that's not the way that it fucking works. You seen him in the elevator today as well. This dude is on a fucking another level this week. I don't know what's going on with Belal. He's normally quite humble. He does, yeah. I mean, brother won't even swear. He says "mother fudger." Like, fucking hell, bro. Yeah, I mean, where's this guy been for the last how many years? Like, it's insane.
Yeah, man. Big up Billy Murphy, man. Salute to Billy Murphy for joining us. I see Ricky from X right there. Osterbury. Big up yourself, Osterbury. I did extend a little something invitation to you. I mean, I don't know whether it reached you or not, but hey, salute to you for pulling up. Anyways, okay. We got Ricky here. Ricky says that Belal made it sound like Leon and his team shit themselves in the elevator. I did see the clip. It really didn't look like that to me. And Thomas Pinot was just there looking like, hey, what's going on? I ain't fucking saying no, I ain't even getting involved. And he looks wham. We're gonna talk about Thomas Pinot very, very soon. But yeah, I want to come to you, man, and just get your take on Belal's thought process, if there's any, to all the shit we've been hearing him talk about this week, bro.
So where Bilal started for me was when he said, "Listen, I'm coming to the UK, and I know that I have more fans in the UK than the man who lives in the UK, Leon Edwards." And right now, he is proving that. So for me, it's him saying, whatever I say, I know what I'm talking about, and I'm going to prove it. So if I say I'm going to beat Leon Edwards, I'm it. If I'm saying I'm greater than Usman, I'm it. But not that we believe it, but he believes it. And right now, that's what counts when you're going into a championship fight. That's what counts when you're about to fight the welterweight champion of the world. So his mindset right now is just it's the right mindset. Like you said at the top of this skit, I'm really enjoying Fight Week Belal. Oh no, it's McDane. I'm really enjoying Fight Week Belal. He is talking the talk that makes you want to watch this fight because honestly, a lot of us were like, okay, we know he deserves the next shot, but was there really excitement? No, it was just that he deserves the next shot. Now we're actually talking about it and saying, well, oh, okay, well, this fight's going to be interesting. Oh, but Leon this, Bilal that. So I think Fight Week Bilal this time around, championship fight, he's showing why he should be headlining, why he should be in the main card, why he should be in the main event and challenging for this title. Saying he's the GOAT though, or saying if I beat Leon, I'm better than Kamaru. Look, we all know MMA maths. We all love MMA maths, but MMA maths, as McDane said, it's 2 + 2 does not equal 4. Quick math don't work in MMA. Quick knockouts work. So I don't know what's going to happen in the fight, to be honest. But I'm loving the fight week so far. I've also heard a bit of stuff from Leon Edwards, a little bit more stuff from Leon Edwards. For example, he told a story about when he got slapped by Nate Diaz, and he called his mom after the fight, and she's like, when that slap happened, I opened the window and I yelled, help. So he's starting to come out of his shell. Bilal is bringing him out of his shell, and I'm loving this fight week between these two guys. So I'm looking forward to this fight. But the GOAT, you got to do a little bit more for that.
I've honestly thought, right, so
more.
see the personality between Leon and Belal. I thought this is going to be the flattest fucking build-up you've ever seen in your life because they're both pretty quiet dudes. They've not really got much smack talk. They've not really got much comebacks. They're generally quite respectful of each other, like whoever their opponent is. Yeah, all right. Leon had the beef with oh, there goes Keith. Leon had the beef with Masvidal there for a little bit as
I'm
well.
Here.
Oh,
I was like, no, I'm here. I didn't go. Keith is here.
But, mate, Bowie B has made it fucking interesting, like George G just said, man. Like, you know what I mean? Saying, what's it he said to Tom? Tom was like, what's going on? He was like, oh, you just missed it. And somebody, he was saying, oh, you just missed the pussy. Something like that. He's like, what the fuck is going on around here, man?
No. Seriously, though, when you, I'm going to ask you this. When you look at what Belal was just saying about Leon, like if he didn't have the belt, and it's some of the same media that he put out or lack of it, if you like, because Leon doesn't really do media like that. We all know this, right? Does that have some kind of, because it all comes down to how popular you are. We know the skill set is there. That's one thing you can't question about Leon. So the skill set is there, but that's not everything that makes you a champion, because you do want an all-round giving champion. You know what I mean? Fight regularly, do media. Yeah, go on. Yeah, you have something. You have something.
Yeah. Just a quick one. Having the belt makes you a champion, and he has that. I'm sorry, just on what you said. I hear you about all those other things you need to do as the champion, but John Jones
having
has
the belt.
the
Yeah,
belt.
He ain't doing shit. The skills, John Jones is always. What you, bro? This is the thing. Even though John Jones ain't fighting, he's talking, bruv, and we're talking about him.
He's doing something. This is true.
He's doing something. He's talking, and we're talking about him. We like John Jones ain't for donkeys, but John Jones gives us reason to talk about him every other week. You know what I mean? So, and these are some of the attributes that I'm talking about. And I'm not saying like Belal's gonna come out and, you know what I mean, just fucking do all of that. But this fight with Belal, I don't know. The belt might change Belal, but maybe for the better even. What you saying, Magdalene? Like the belt might change Belal.
It's changing his personality on the fucking mic and building up a fight for the better, I'll tell you that. But whether he'll get the job done or not, and I like Belal, man. I've rated him for a long fucking time. I've been saying he deserves this fucking title shot for a long ass time, and a lot of people always like to hate on him and give him shit. Like, the man's got skills. Like, you can't fucking deny that. Yeah, right, okay, he might not have that many finishes, and he might be a bit of a decision fighter, but so is Leon. Leon's really good at like managing the distance and the range, you know what I mean, and like getting the shots where he fucking needs them. Well, I will do that, pressuring that a little bit more. He's been training up in the mountains in the Dagestan, you know what I mean? Like, the dude's fucking bringing the heat. He is bringing the heat, and you know he's going to be waving that Palestinian flag and giving it the biggest speech of his life if he fucking wins that belt.
Yeah, man, 100%. Look, I personally don't.
Boys, I'm so fucking hyped. I can't wait to get there.
I personally don't see. I don't see it happening.
Mate.
But look, this is something that I'm looking forward to all fight week, all through the week. We're gonna see it. We're gonna see the press conference, and they're gonna go back and forth. Mark Denny's gonna be there. He's gonna, you know what I mean, shouting at a big fuck Leroy over there. But I'm really looking forward to this press conference. I can't fucking lie to you, man. The thing that what Belal's saying here though, yeah, right? Yao, this is for you, Yao.
Cheers,
Leon Edwards. When you look at Leon Edwards, yeah, activity wise, it's not really there like that. Media wise, it's not really there like that. You know what I mean? Do you think? And look, as like you said, what makes you a champion? Having the belt, and that's where skill set comes in, because the skill set is what really matters in the cage that lines you up there. But do you feel the need to want to see maybe a more active champion like some of the other ones that we've seen in the division that's a bit more active, a bit more media friendly, a bit more, you know what I mean, and still get the job done in the octagon?
Active, yes. Media friendly, not necessarily, because what makes a great champion is defending your title. Has he defended enough? Not really. He's beat Kamaru, and then he defended, and then he defended. So more active champion, yes. But a more active champion in the octagon, yes. A more active champion in the other aspects, not necessarily, because once you are defending often enough, we naturally talk about you. It's natural. It happens. Whatever you do, we want to find out. You don't have to talk. So for me, what he needs to do is fight. What he needs to do is defend. What he needs to do is be the best in the cage and make sure that when he wins, it's convincing. Because no matter what, we will hunt what he's doing to then talk about it. He won't have to tell us what he's doing for us to talk about it. So for me, that's why I'm saying that part of it is not necessarily what makes the champion. For example, when John Jones, the GOAT John Jones, was away for those 3 years, we were still talking about everything he was doing because he had been such an active champion, even though he was still silent on the media. He wasn't saying anything. We were still talking about it. So that's why for me, all that is great, but make yourself a champion. Don't just have the belt. Having the belt makes you a champion, but be a real champion by fighting and defending, and the rest will naturally come. When people chirp you, we'll talk back, and then we'll have something to talk about. But when you just want to talk and chirp and talk and chirp, and there's nothing to back it up, you're just talking and chirping your keyboard warrior. What are we really doing with you? Are you a real champion? So for me, that's why I hear the rest of it, but be active and the rest will come. If you're not an active champion, we don't want to be talking, listening to you talk crap anyway.
Oh, okay. People, you heard it. You heard it right there from Kick Him in the Head. He'll kick anybody in the head that's talking crap out here. You know what I mean? That's how this brother
Leon will.
Headshot.
McBain, you look like Count Dracula.
You know what you did there. After that fuckery question, you asked me when we was doing that interview with Yako Duplessis. Shout out to Yako Duplessis. You know what I mean? That fuckery question that Yao fucking asked me, where Yako Duplessis was talking about how Dracos was gonna rip Izzy's head off. The man said, "Hey, Ola, how do you really feel about that?" I'm like, bro, you know what I mean? This is like a dagger to the fucking chest, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, I see what you're saying. You just said about Leo kicking man's head off. Okay, you know what I mean? I'm feeling them jabs, but don't worry, yeah. I got something for you, man. You know what I mean? I got something for you. Trust me. Big up everybody in the chat. If you are liking the video, please make sure you're hitting that like button. If you like what we do over here, big love to you. Show some love as well. Share our videos. Salute to every single one of you people. Talking about keyboard warriors, you brought it up. You opened the door, Yao. Conor McGregor is about to walk right straight through. Okay, so me and Magdane, we did a watch along over the weekend. Mike Perry versus Jake Paul. So obviously we saw how the fight panned out. It didn't pan out for Mike Perry. We all wanted Mike Perry to win. Everybody that was watching it, at least the MMA core fans, all wanted Mike Perry to win. And Mike Perry fell short in the first round, got dropped. Second round, got dropped. This is the champion at BKFC that Conor McGregor part owns or co-owns. Right. So you've gone and lost to Jake Paul now. Now you got to walk back to BKFC as their champion. And Conor ain't having none of it. So he sends a tweet out. And I'm going to quote it. It says, McGregor, it says, hey, Mike, you're released. And you can go and compete in your smelly, dirty boxing championship thingy. The smell of it. Good luck. You're fired. And Perry responds that Conor cannot fire him because he's a part owner himself. So this is a two-part question. Because me and Magdane watched it, the actual fight. I'm going to come to you first, yeah.
Well, I never watched it. I gave the old Irish goodbye and fucking disappeared without even saying I was going anywhere. My ass fell asleep.
That's true, you know. You fucking disappeared, didn't you?
I was like, oh, mate, I
bro,
was fucking wrecked.
I've
gone back and I looked at it, and I was like, I could barely even keep my eyes open. I was all over the place.
I know what did it to you, man. It's that hollow bout thing, man.
It was that hollow bout thing, mate. I was like,
that hollow bout Hey Mary, fucked you right up.
Eyes are rolling in my head. I was like, I need to go for a piss. I need to get the fuck off of this ring light, and I need to go and sit away from the screen for a minute. And I fell asleep within about 3 seconds, bro. I woke up. Jake Paul was talking after his win on the fucking TV. I walked over to the computer, and the fucking stream was there, all ended and shut down, and just my box at the bottom sitting there. I was like, oh, well, they left.
Oh my god, yes.
So, shit.
But yeah, let's come to you first, man. I mean, what do you make of the whole Conor trying to fire Mike Perry after losing to somebody like AJ Paul in the manner that he did as well? Because he really did get knocked the fuck out. But talk to me, bro.
Heavyweight versus welterweight. That's where I'll start. Then I'll go back to what we talked about last week, which is the gloves. Bare knuckle boxing is not boxing. It's fighting without kicks. That the bare knuckle of it is not the same because you don't have to really dodge shots. You have to take shots. And with the gloves, you need to be dodging those shots. And Mike is much smaller than Jake. Heavyweight versus welterweight, once again. And bare knuckle versus real boxing with gloves. The power doesn't translate, the speed doesn't translate because now your hands are heavier. So, like we discussed, Mike, not that he was out of his depth, but he would have had to do a lot to actually manage to beat Jake Paul. Second thing, Jake Paul, also is juiced, and that's the second tweet that Conor McGregor sent out saying that Jake Paul is juiced out of his mind. Now, because of the rules that they have there's no testing and all of that. So you put a juiced up heavyweight versus a welterweight, juiced up or not, he's likely going to win, and that's what happened. For me, the question is, who's next for Jake Paul? I say Jake Paul, Francis Ngannou before he fights Renan Pereira. Let's get it. Let's go because that's a heavyweight versus a heavyweight. That's another money fight for Ngannou that makes sense. Adrian Yanez is the one who actually tweeted this to say, look,
yes,
Ngannou versus Paul makes sense, and I agree with that completely. In terms of the loss for, in terms of Conor firing Mike Perry, look, he's channeling his inner Dana. That's why Dana doesn't let his fighters go and fight in other championships, because once your champion loses his sheen, there goes your ticket sales, there goes your pay-per-views, etc. So Connor's now feeling that to say, look, is everyone going to see Mike Perry the way they used to see him? Is he still going to get the level of opponent he used to get as an undefeated bare knuckle boxer versus the guy who lost to Jake Paul? So I understand where that tweet comes from, but look, I would still back Mike because bare knuckle is a different sport. It's a different discipline. It's got different fan base. Bare knuckle, wrong side. Bare knuckle right there. I'm a prospect. If you look at the back of that T-shirt, I'm a prospect. But so for me, Connor's not wrong, but I don't think much is going to happen. Mike is literally the gold standard of bare knuckle boxing. There is no one else except for Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt, but Lorenzo comes from boxing, not from MMA. So for the MMA fans, Mike is our gold standard. I don't think he's going to go anywhere where it comes to bare knuckle, to be honest with you. I think Connor is just being, like you said at the beginning, a keyboard warrior, because unfortunately Connor hasn't fought since his broken leg. He's avoided Mike Chandler. Yes, Connor, I said it. You've been avoiding Iron Mike. You haven't fought him. We see what November now is the date set. I think he just needs to fight, and then everything he says will have credence because right now he's becoming a keyboard warrior, but not as funny as Paulo Costa or Sean Strickland. So, Connor, get back in the Hex. Sorry, Hex is EFC. Get back in the octagon. We want to see you fight. Stop keyboard worrying and do not fire Mike Platinum Perry because he's fucking amazing.
Yeah, man, 100%, man. Big up, big up, big up. Salute to everybody in the chat. Keep engaging. We see what you man are doing. We're gonna put some of your comments up as we go along. Okay. Yeah, Rosie, you won good. You won good on the weekend, didn't you? You won good on that slip there. But Holloway brought you some win. We saw some of the fights that brought you some win, man. You did well on your betting slip. I salute to you. We had coupon busters, didn't we, Magdane? On our slip. Our slip was dead.
Yeah, my slip was dead before I got to Holloway anyway.
Before it got to Holloway, man, you know what I mean? But Rosie had a really good weekend on a betting slip. And big up to Wolfie. I see you there, Robocop. Big love, my bro. Salute to you. All right, let's go. The other topic that I wanted to bring up on and this one here is the one Magdane has been looking to get into, because we're going to move into 304 now. Mukayev says here that it's been shifted from the prelims to early prelims and is fighting for his contract, as this is the last contract, and it's got to be performance based. He said the UFC brass apparently don't like his style, and it looks like he tries to fight or play safe during fights, and casuals don't like it because they think it's boring. What's your take on that, Magdane? You know what I mean? Shifting him from prelims to early prelims on his last contract, and he's got to fight and put on a big performance because everybody thinks his fight is boring. It's going to be on 304, one of the ones that you're going to be watching very early on in the evening.
Yeah, man, I think it's absolutely fucking wild that they moved him to the early pre. Even when they moved him to the prelims, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Because it was at the card at the weekend there, it came up on the TV. And obviously you've seen the main card and it was nowhere to be seen. So everybody instantly thought, like, fuck, is that fight been cancelled? Has Manel Cap miss weight again? Or is he not looking like he's going to be able to fucking make it? Yeah, I mean, it seemed like it was going down somewhere along them lines. Then all of a sudden, boom, he's on the prelims. Like, what? Like, last fight in his contract or not, this is a fucking title eliminator fight, like the way that it would look. You know what I mean? Like, from the way that the flyweight rankings is just now, the way that the division's panned out, it looks like Mukayev should be going for a fucking title fight based on however he performs in this, whether he gets the win or not. That then also plays into what he's saying about his style, where they're saying they don't like it because he's not been finishing people. He's been going the 3 rounds. I mean, he's been dragging it out. He's grappling a lot, but I'm one of the people that like the grappling side of things. Like, I know a lot of people find it boring. You're there for entertainment. Everybody wants finishes. I know everybody wants finishes or submissions, whatever way it's going to go. But you also need to understand that this is a professional sport, professional athletes that want to do better within the career, and they're going to do what they need to do to fucking win the fight. Like, that's just the way that it is as well. Like, you can't be hating on a game plan. You can't be hating on tactics. It's literally their fucking life. Like, it's how they pay the bills, for God's sake. Like, that's what they've got to do. One sec. I see you down there. I know you're still here, bro. I'll get you back in a second. So yeah, like, I think it's ridiculous. Like, CLD and Rodriguez. Yeah, Rodriguez got a big name. CLD is an absolute fucking unit himself. But is that main card worthy? And the other thing is, were they worried that Manel Cap's not going to make weight? Are they trying to bring him down so it doesn't ruin a main card? Or are they thinking, because it's a late card, let's make sure we get more fans into the fucking arena sooner by banging this fight on earlier? Like, there's many different variables that are going into it. Yeah, I mean, like, it's wild. Yeah, over to you.
Oh, I forgot my point, but it had to do with John Jones.
Ola.
Go for it, Ola.
No, please continue. I was going to come to you anyways.
So I think it had to do with John Jones.
Thank you, Rosie.
And Thank you, Rosie. Well, why am I saying thank you?
I don't know, mate. My
It is a
t-shirt, my t-shirts are cracking too. You can thank it too if you want. Tanked Up Podcast, people, everybody. Jack Shaw, I'm gutted. Jack Shaw's
Yeah,
not
man.
on.
Big up Jack
I'm
Shaw,
still in
man.
work clothes at 10 p.m. What can we say? 11 p.m. So yeah, look, it's crazy that they moved him down, and like you said, you're gonna do anything to win the fight. But if you're boring and the promotion doesn't like you, going back to John Jones, the catch is the rules said no 6 and 12, but if the promotion says be exciting, or else. So it's one of those things that if you work for a promotion that says we're looking for exciting fights, then do that. Otherwise, go to one championship and win technically, because that's what one is. One is technical fighters doing
I
it
get what you're
technically.
saying, but go and find me the rule that says you have to have an exciting fight and a finish. There is no rule. You know what I mean? Like, and they also the way that they have actually fucking diluted the promotion at the moment. Like, don't get me wrong, we love watching fights every single
I'll
fucking
tell you
weekend,
the
but
rule that
it's
says
not-
that. I'll tell you the
it-
rules that says that. There's a rule in the PI that does say don't leave it in the hands of the judges. That means
100%,
don't come with no boring fight, leaving it in the hand of the judges. We like finishes over here. That's what them things they say.
But then in
peace
reality, you're not always gonna get a finish. You're not always gonna get. You're not always gonna get.
But more
You know what I mean,
often
these
than not,
people
that's what they're
train
asking for.
fucking hard to make sure that the other man can't finish them. It's going to go the distance. And again, the way that they dilute it so much is by having these fights on every weekend. And what I'm saying there is, we love watching these fights every weekend, but it goes back to that old age question of quality over quantity. A lot of people ask this all the time: are they putting on too many fights? Are they putting on too many cards? Would you like to see more quality fights and more quality matchups, or do you want fights every single fucking weekend? Like,
Look, they would put on the fights anyway because you have to have ranking one way or the other. It's just that we wouldn't watch them. So I say let's watch the shit fights and the good fights, because those fights have to happen for us to know who needs to fight who. Anyway, it's about whether we're watching or not. And that's the difference between a PI fight and a pay-per-view fight. Pay-per-view fights are supposed to be for those who are the best. So I agree with you on 304. If you're going to be boring, go to the PI and fight someone just for the sake of us having fights to see where the ranking is. But if you're on a pay-per-view, you have to be fucking exciting. That simple. So I hear you, McDane, but unfortunately, when it comes to pay-per-views, people are paying per view. We are paying for excitement, not for skills, not for someone to come in and just win a fight. So that's the catch. If you want to be a pay-per-view fighter, you have to fight like a pay-per-view fighter.
that's one way of looking at it.
I mean, and the crazy thing, the irony of what you just said there, Yao. Week in, week out, we've been doing this long enough. We've been watching this sport long enough to know that pay-per-view never really delivers like pay-per-view. Fight nights are the ones that deliver week after week. Every single time they deliver the most finishes. Statistically, go and look at it. Fight nights deliver way more finishes than pay-per-view cards.
And that's interesting. And you could then also go to how much hunger a non-pay-per-view fighter has to say, look, I'm trying to get into the top 10. I'm trying to get a ranked fight versus a ranked fighter fighting someone who he's trying to defend his number from. That's a different fight. If you have two fighters who are not ranked, who are trying to get to a ranked fight, they will go as hard as they can to make sure they can get that fight. Whereas you've got a number 5 versus a number 12. Number 5 is going to keep it safe to make sure he can keep his spot and then maybe fight the number 3. When he fights number 3 will do what he did to number 12. So you're quite right. The pay-per-view fights tend to have that sort of effect if you're not really fighting for anything. Whereas those PI fights, some of them just become these amazing sleepers where these guys are going hard. They're fairly fresh because they might not be a number 3 who has 15 fights in the bag. He's only got 7, but he's skilled and he's got that energy and that passion and that desire and that hunger. So I hear you. The PI fights are better, but if you want to be on the pay-per-view, try and be exciting, or be a fight that people want to watch by being ranked. And that's why the ranked guys can get onto the pay-per-views, because we're watching them for their numbers, not their skills. But the other guys, you have to have some fucking skills. Otherwise, why are we watching you?
Magden, I have something different, slightly different for you, especially with Colin Loughran, who's now been paired with to fight Jake Hadley in the fight that just come up. A lot of people were on Twitter trying to campaign for some other fighters from Cage Warriors, for example. I was part of them, campaigning for Sam Creasy. Big up Sam Creasy. Salute to Sam Creasy, campaigning for him to jump in that fight.
I was campaigning for Luke Riley, man. That shit would have been fucking banging.
Any of those fighters would have brought the hit, but we got Jake Hadley fighting. What's your take on that matchup, and what do you think in terms of Jake Hadley coming up to a big guy like Loughran at 135?
Obviously, coming off the couch, it's going to be a tough start for him. Will he lose any stock? I'm not too sure, given that. Oh, wait, let me just change this camera up here, get my fat head in the middle. Will he lose any stock? Probably not. Yeah, I mean, because he's coming off the couch, he's taking this short notice fight. He's been talking about moving up weight anyway, so it'll be interesting to see what he can actually do. Will he hold any more power in his punches? Will the obviously Loughran's also got like a heavy wrestling background and grappling background, so is that going to kind of cancel each other out, and is it going to come to a striking match? But I'm looking forward to it either way. But I don't think Hadley's going to be able to get it done coming off the couch.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know how, and this is because of the run that he's been on as well. I'm going to face a bigger guy like Loughran. For me, he's a chain wrestler. He's wrestling heavy, and I haven't seen Jake Hadley solve those problems lately in the octagon. When he's been in there, I haven't really seen him solve those problems, and I don't think he's going to solve this one, just simply because of how relentless Loughran is when he's on the attack. It almost reminds me of fucking
Wolfie. You can't talk about nobody's fucking hairline, son. I mean, your shit starts way back here. Don't even come in here with that fucking smoke.
Hey,
I have been sound. I have never said a fucking word about your hairline.
This
brother.
is why he got the name RoboCop, bro. Yo, now you just talk about where RoboCop came from, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. My boy RoboCop.
Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on that laugh, son. Right I swear to fucking God. You know what I mean?
You just
woken up the Belal in me, mate. I'm fucking. You'll remember this name.
You asked for a RoboCop. I said, yeah, this ain't bad doing. You asked for a RoboCop. Trust me. Okay.
Mini Leroy looking motherfucker over here.
Okay, we got another. There's another fight on the card that I wanted to bring to you, man. And we know this is McDane's guy, but I wanted to get your point of view on this matchup. Yao. Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. I've been watching Embedded, and I've seen Giga the way he's been training. He's learning some wrestling. He's doing some grappling. I've seen him working with Benil Darush, and it looks like they're gonna try and take this fight to the ground. But on that matchup itself, against somebody that as good as Brendan Allen, how do you think Giga Chikadze stack up against him in this bout?
It's going to be an interesting fight. Obviously, we saw Giga Chikadze against Calvin Kattar. That fight was something else. It was insane, and we know Brendan Allen's skills. Giga's obviously had injury woes consistently in his career.
You just call my man Brendan Allen.
Arnold Allen.
There we go.
That nearly cut me out.
You know what?
No.
That nearly cut me out. Ain't getting by me with that one, son.
No, but Ola said it. I was like, wait, Brendan Allen? I thought he was fighting Arnold Allen because you spoke to him like 2 weeks ago. I was really confused. I was like, wait, I got it wrong.
Shit. You're back at 2016 Googling cards, bro. What's going on?
Let's go.
So,
might just drop me in.
Yeah, the almighty. Leroy, on playback, just check if Ola said Brendan, because I swear he did.
No. Leroy won't be checking a goddamn thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm about to kick both of your asses off this fucking stream and run it solo. You call my man Brendan Allen one more time. Fucking hell.
So, with the almighty,
Sir Almighty.
And I'm surprised you're not wearing the shirt tonight, but are you saving it for 304? But we all love Arnold Allen. We've seen his fights against Max Holloway. We've seen his fights, and he brings it. Giga, he's a great fighter. I think, despite the groundwork and training and everything, I think Arnold might just have it by an inch. Why? I think he understands the deep waters. If you look at him against Max Holloway, they went to deep, deep waters, and he took it all the way. They were striking. They were basically Max almost did the point, but Arnold didn't get knocked out like one of the greatest fighters we know, Justin Gaethje. So I think unless he lands the Giga kick in the first round, Arnold Allen's game, even if it goes to the ground, I think he's going to manage to. Arnold's going to manage to grind out a decision if he doesn't manage to finish. I love Giga. I think he's a great fighter, entertaining as well, which is why this fight is exciting. But I think not that there's something missing, but I just feel like when it goes to deep waters, there's just that one element, like the Proteas, when it comes to cricket World Cups, where it just doesn't happen. Not because you're not a great fighter or a great squad or whatever. It just doesn't happen. So in this one, I'm backing Arnold. I think it's going to be a great fight. I think it's going to be a close fight. Whether it's short or long, it's going to be a good fight because both fighters are amazing. But Arnold, I think for me, just has the slight edge. Despite the work that Giga might be doing right now with the ground game, working on his ground game, he is still traditionally a striker, a great kicker. And when you get taken to deep waters, you stick to what you know. Unless you're Francis Ngannou, who grinds out Cyril Gane, that unexpectedly. But he had an injury for that. He was injured. He had a knee injury or ankle, I
Yeah,
don't
Francis
remember.
didn't have a
And
choice.
that there you go. And that forced him to change his style. So unless there's something forcing you to change your style, once the pressure comes in, you default. We've seen it with many, many fighters who just default to whatever it is that their style is. So I think he might get caught with that. Arnold tends to be a little bit more dynamic. He doesn't have a style. He's an MMA fighter. He goes in, he'll take you down, he'll wrestle you, he'll do a bit of grappling, he'll kick, he'll stand up. So I think for me, that's what really makes it not just a good fight, but a fight that
He's more
slightly favors
well-rounded.
Arnold Allen. Yeah.
100%. For me, the work that Allen did against Evloev, it just that just goes to show you. For me, that really showed Arnold Allen in a whole different light. Showed him in a whole different light, and I like his skill set. He's good everywhere. He's really, really good everywhere. And fighting somebody like Giga, I think Giga can ask a few problems, especially with the leg kicks. For me, that's why I think Giga's strong. Sending all of them leg kicks, tip kicks. The head kicks, even they come in there. Giga is one of the hardest kickers in that division. And it's not too far from what's the brother from 155, the Brazilian brother, kickman to oblivion. I forgot his name, just escaped. Barboza, that's the name I was looking for.
Edson.
It's not too, Edson Barboza. It's not too far from that in terms of using his leg and kicking. But like we said, Arnold Allen is good everywhere. You've spoken to him multiple times. He's your buddy, your mate at this point. How's he feeling? What's his mood going into this fight? What should his fans expect from him?
Fucking fireworks as always. Yeah, I mean, like I spoke to him a couple of days ago. I'm going to be catching up with him on Friday when I get there. He's feeling good, man. You know what I mean? He's had a good camp. He's put everything at the side. He's focused on what he needs to focus on. He knows that Gig is a serious opponent. You know what I mean? He's not taking him lightly at all. And he's just going to go out there and get the job done in Arnold Allen almighty fashion. You know what I mean? Like you're always going to get an exciting fight with him from start to fucking finish. Look at that Evloev fight. How many Granby rolls can you get in a fight, son? You know what I mean? The dude was just rolling and rolling. And if we then go back to what we spoke about at the start of this fucking show with the strikes, these illegal knees, my man would have won that fight if this shit had been changed any fucking sooner. You know what I mean? There's another one. Is he going to go back and appeal that shit? No, we fucking can't. You know what I mean? But mate, I cannot wait. I'm already getting, I was saying this before, I'm already getting fucking anxious for this fight. You know, like when your favorite fighter gets in there and your fucking heart's racing, your palms are sweaty, talking about it, listening to these fucking other podcasts talking about it, watching like The Embedded, watching anything, bro. I'm sitting here and I'm getting fucking itchy. I'm getting sweaty. I'm like, oh my God. God help me when it comes to the fight time on Saturday night and I'm sitting in that arena watching it. But mate, he's feeling good and he's confident. You know what I mean? He's confident in his ability, he's confident in his skills, and he's go out there and get the job done. Like I was saying, he is far more well-rounded as it goes. Yeah, Gegger's got the head kicks, he's got the leg kicks, he's got body kicks, whatever. You know what I mean? If he comes in with that nasty roundhouse, it can cause some damage. But Arnie can get in there, he can block it, and he can get the job done as far as I'm fucking concerned.
Okay. Look, we're definitely going to be rooting for him over here. We're going to be we're going to be looking out for that fight there, and that's one of the very, very interesting fights for us on the card. We're definitely going to be keeping.
I feel like Ola's just trying to make his picks on tonight's show rather than Fridays.
No. I just want to talk about some of the interesting fights that's on there. You know what I mean? I just want to talk about some of the interesting fights
Cash out,
because it's all about getting that payout as well, man. On fight day, man. You get me?
Just quickly, where it comes to getting payouts, Ola, on the next EFC, I'm making picks because I was right on the last two, especially the last
You
one, and I realized the world sport betting between Drickus and Luke, they make the right picks because they know these motherfuckers. So, like the last time, if we had gone with that, like it would have been clean, would have been less money. But so let's see how I do on the next one.
It would have came in definitely, man. Yep, we're going to sort our world sport betting, but don't worry, man. We're going to do that. And a big up
World Sport Betting, please sponsor the Fight Week show. We need it, and it's going to be amazing. Let's get it. Let's go.
100%. Okay. The other fight I wanted to talk about.
Gamble responsibly, folks.
Before I get to because we've spoken at large about Leon Edwards and Belal, but I really do want to talk about Thomas Pinot and Blades. But before I get to that one more fight before I wanted to talk about before Tom is Bobby Green and Paddy the Baddy Pimlet. Bobby Green is turned up to England. He's looking confident again. We see on Embedded, he's looking cool. Energy is right. And this is probably one of his first fights or his first fight internationally because, like I said, he doesn't do outside of the US. Fighting at the time, obviously, that the fight's taking place, maybe a different location, that type of shit. Do you think that changes the way that Bobby Green throws down or engages in this fight, or it's just all business, all same Bobby Green that we're going to be seeing come weekend, fight night?
You're muted, brother.
I felt like I was in a Teams meeting there. My bad. At least you can see me.
You won't like it too.
I mean, the way I'm dressed, literally, I came from
that's
work
what I'm saying.
to the work function. Fuck. But so Bobby the King Green, he fights often, but he always fights in the US. And also he fights anyone and he's always Bobby Green. But this is now another challenge, traveling internationally. However, the time that the fight is benefits him. Why? Because that's his time zone. That's the time he's awake anyway. So for him, shouldn't be a factor. McDane.
So everybody keeps saying this, and I get what even Paddy said it as well. Like this time zone suits them, and it's giving them an advantage. But is it? Because they're flying over here, they're going to be getting jet lag from the flights.
Exactly.
Then they need to adjust to our time zone. Then they're going to need to sort out the sleeping pattern. And then they need to go in there and fight at stupid o'clock in the morning too. So is it really an advantage?
Depending on when you get there. If you fly in 2 days before, not the biggest problem. If you fly in the day, like it depends. And if you think about the UK, there's not much acclimatization depending on where you've been training. So if your team is good and they do their work well enough, you should be able to time it such that it doesn't make a difference. You can wake up at 10 p.m. 2 days in a row and go to sleep at 2 p.m. Like it's not an issue because you're not there for fun. You're there for a reason. You can train in the evenings. You can find a local gym that trains you at the times that you're used to it. So it's only if you decide you want to take time in the UK, then fine. Get there 3 weeks before and they make a plan. But if fight night's on Saturday, you fly in on Thursday, you get there Friday, you adjust, you've been training, you fight at the time you're used to training, which is basically 3 a.m. because you've planned. wherever you're training. It can be. So it's planning. I wouldn't say it is or it isn't. Same with the UK guys. Plan it such that you are able to fight at that time. It's all about planning. So for me, it's more about whose team is planning the best. But for me, the US guys could have an advantage because you're already on that. So it should be easier to plan in rather than changing your entire current schedule if you're already in the UK for you to then fit it. So I hear you, but it's planning.
Magdane, and I hear Yao talking about planning here, but the fighters over here that live over here in the UK fighters, they've known about this for quite some time. So this whole is happening at 3 a.m. shouldn't really be an excuse no more. It should be something they add into part of, almost like adding into your training schedule. You know what I mean? Changing that sleep pattern and changing your fight pattern to what you're used to. It should be part of camp, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Well, that's what they've all been doing anyway. I mean, you look at Arnie's vlogs as well. I know I always go back to Arnie because he's a fucking boy, but you look at his vlogs, man.
Yeah.
He's out shadow boxing on the beach at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. You know what I mean? He's just dropped his final one today, so make sure you go and check it out, people. But he's out there. Do you know these like stupid little council parks that they've made for kids with the exercise machines and shit?
Yeah.
He's out there kicking it about on one of them, man. Yeah, it's fucking. That's what they're doing. They're out there at 3 o'clock in the morning doing mad shit. They've all adjusted the schedule to go and do these things. You've got Tom Aspinall going outside, dipping his knuckles in fucking petrol and shadow boxing with hay bales and shit. You know what I mean? Summoning his inner gypsy. Like he's fucking. They've all done something to adjust to these time zones. But again, Arnold said it best. When you get into that cage and that man's coming to kick your fucking head off, you think you're going to be sleeping? You know what I mean? When somebody broke into Anthony Smith's house in the dead of the night, do you think that man was sleeping? You know what I mean? Like, nah. If that fucking shit happened, your ass is awake and you're ready to fucking stand there and do what you need to do. Like,
there's nothing like a rude awakening in the fucking cage, bro. When the next man is trying to fucking, you know what I mean, take your head off, man.
If you are half a kit and somebody hits you in the fucking head with a head kick, you can go, now I'm awake. Yeah, you know what I mean,
wake you the fuck up. Yeah, man. Let's stick with you, Magdane. Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades. This is probably the last time we're really going to talk about this fight in detail till it happens. Obviously, we're going to do our picks on Friday, but talking about this fight here now, I am starting to tremble in my boots, and I'll tell you why.
Because you're about with 30 sweaters.
That's
to the highest bidders. You know what I mean?
That's part of it. It's part of it. But I'm looking at Tom's work, and he was talking about in the vlog, bro, I live 20 minutes away. I've just come over here 10 minutes away. Where the fight's taking place is just around the corner from me. If the kids weren't there, I'd be at home right now, and I'll just get up and just go to the fucking fight. That's how comfortable, how relaxed. You see how relaxed he is? Scares the fuck out of me, bro. Talk to me, Magdane.
Mate, this shit is going to be... I mean, the wrong is going to be righted. That fucking asterisk over the fucking loss is going to be deleted, son. You know what I mean? He's going to be taking that away. He's going to be putting things right. And yeah, again, right, you can't underestimate Curtis Blades. You're not making a bad decision by picking it. And you can't not pick him on the show when we've got a bet on, by the way. Like, you can't be saying to me,
no.
You can't see him got you backtracking already, son. Nah, you can't be making a bet with a man that Curtis Blades is going to beat Tom Aspinall and then go on the pick show and be like, I'm picking Tom Aspinall. That's not the way that this shit works. This ain't a betting slip, bro. You can't be making one pick and betting another fucking way with your props.
My point, bro. You know,
I know exactly what you're planning, son. But yeah, Tom Aspinall's going to get out there and get it done. Everyone's saying, what's Tom going to look like if he ends up on his back? Obviously, Curtis has got some heavy wrestling, but we've seen Tom Aspinall against wrestlers before. I mean, Spivak. You even look at Volkov. Like, he's been in there with wrestlers before. Like, people that can grapple. It's never been an issue for him, and he's just knocking people out. When he's getting off the couch on 2 weeks notice, but was it that 2 weeks, 14 days, 17 days, whatever it was, and went in there and absolutely fucking starched, you know what I mean? Absolutely starched Pav, like, mate. And then you look at the body of work from Curtis and you look at who starched that man. Everybody that's bigger, faster, and with heavy motherfucking hands. Like, if this dude doesn't get put to sleep, it's going to be a long ass night for Curtis Blades. And again, I rate him. Like, I do. Like, he has left men bloody and fucking bleeding in that octagon. Like, he has had a fantastic career, and he deserves this title shot as well. Probably more than what some other people in the division do right now, i.e. Gan. You know what I mean? Like, he can go and do whatever he wants, make his silly movie. But Tom Aspinall's getting this one done.
Yeah, man. I hear you there. Yao, before we wrap up the show, Magdane believes Tom Aspinall, you know, how good he is, how impressive he's been since he turned up.
It's the mindset. It's the mindset shit too.
Taking away the injury, there's not much that Tom Aspinall cannot do in the octagon, and we've seen it. And the crazy part of it is that's probably all still like early new things that, you know, that we've seen already, that there's still more, so much more to come from Tom Aspinall. But again, when you look at somebody like Curtis Blades, that's been in there with some of the best, that's been in there with former champions, how do you see this fight?
So I wanted to talk about a bit of smack about Tom Aspinall, and then praise him.
Please be my guest. Hey, hold on.
Video I put in.
Bring Yao back.
Can you play it? Can you play it, McDane?
What did you say? What did you
Can
say?
I
missed
oh yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, please play that.
Fighter, look at me. You ready?
So you mentioned that he's feeling very relaxed. This is what a relaxed. I think you might need to mute that. But this is what happens to an over-relaxed fighter. Is maybe they get KO'd randomly. So that's the smack I want to talk. He's home.
Fucking stop before you embarrass yourself. Stop before you embarrass yourself. That dude was a fucking dickhead. We've all seen that fight. We've all seen that clip before. That is not fucking Tom Aspinall. You can't even make that comparison, son. Like,
Tom Aspinall wouldn't behave like that in the ring.
I should have kept your ass off the stream.
But your point remains. Him being too relaxed could be very, very dangerous.
Yes,
and Curtis Blades could take advantage of it. I hear what you're saying. I'm listening to this. Please continue.
Now, after talking smack about
talking smack,
I need to hear some good point of views to defend my 30 quid here. You will shut the fuck up, man, and let Yao speak. Yeah.
Yes, boss.
So after talking smack, I need to praise him. Honestly, I'm not sure which fight it was, but I think just before the fight before he fought Volkov, he wasn't really a name. He was someone who's kind of unranked, coming up the ranks. And I was like, who's this? But every fight since then, it boggles me how he impresses me with everything that he does against all of his opponents. It's almost like Drickus. He just somehow is just more skilled, but he's much neater than Drickus. Drickus, and that's why he wins, because no one understands it. But Tom is so neat and efficient with it that it's like, but where did this guy come from? That's amazing. And for me, when I became a super fan, the first stuff I saw of Curtis Blades was him getting KO'd by Derek Lewis. So for me, I just see a KO coming, quite frankly. I hope he's not too relaxed. I hope, and you did say it, Jordan, that he is taking this fight seriously. And I hope that's the case, because I think he is the heavyweight champion. If he fights John is waiting too long. He's going to be almost 40 by the time he fights Stipe at this rate, or Tom if he manages to beat Stipe. So Tom going to then fight John, and I mean what he did against Sergey was just insane. So for me, this fight is only going one way. He shouldn't be the interim champ. He should be the heavyweight champion, and the UFC needs to make that fight soon. I just hope he's not too relaxed, and he definitely does it. So that's where I was going with it, Jordan. I was not bad mouthing. I was just talking a bit of smack. There's difference.
Totally
I like
redeemed
it
yourself,
anyways.
mate. I'll allow it.
You were traumatized. I saw that.
See, when you put that video, this video, I was like, what is this? Bro, I can't believe you fucking put that shit up, mate. I swear to God.
No, I don't think Tom would never move like that in the fucking octagon.
Nah.
Man. I don't think Tom would never move like that, man. But
no.
When you when you take into account, you know, the way Tom approaches fights, he is as dangerous as they come. Curtis Blade ain't no stranger to, and I know you brought up the Derek Lewis knockout of Curtis Blade, but that was a Hail Mary shovel fucking uppercut on the level change, people. Like when you look at the technical aspect of that, Hail Mary, like I don't know where he brought that fucking hook,
right, okay,
that
okay,
fucking uppercut from
these
fucking
people don't have a fucking
or wherever the
Scooby-Doo
fuck
what
they
they're doing,
came
do
from.
they? You know, he's not going,
Bro,
I'm fighting a heavy wrestler here who's gonna die for my legs.
Level
So
change as
what am I
well,
gonna
bro.
do?
That happened on the level change as well. You know, I'm just
Oh,
trying
I
to
know.
give
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. That's the fight IQ. Motherfucker's going for a level change. You're bringing a knee or you're bringing an uppercut. You're not going for the fucking overhand, are you? You know what I mean? Like, come on, brother. What are we talking about here?
It didn't quite happen for Aspinall like that the last time. You know what I mean? Popped his shoulder on one of the level changes, but you get me. I people want to talk about Dr. Stop.
Popped his shoulder.
Popped
his knee. His knee. See, you don't even know what your fucking boy.
Yeah,
like, I mean,
popped the body part. Popped the body part. Yeah. How about
do you want me
that?
to get you a bigger shovel, bro, while you just dig that fucking hole?
No. I am trying to secure my £30 here. Let me convince myself.
I swear to God, if you pick Tom on Friday, I am giving you a world of shit.
I am very, very inclined to pick him.
And I want to see the dog of the week. That's what I want to see. We all know it's not going to be Curtis Blades, bro. We all know it's not going to be Curtis Blades.
Hey, McDane, hey, listen. This weekend, if I beat you on the picks, stay top, Blades win, and I take $30 off for you, bro. I think you should do a fucking forfeit, man. If that,
I'll retire, bro. I'll chuck the 50 quid in the pot, and I'll say I'll catch you, motherfuckers, next year. That's what's gonna go down there, like,
bruh. If that happens, I am celebrating. I'm buying a bottle of what's the cheapest champagne out there. Yeah, I'm going to buy one of those for £6.50, man. You know what I mean?
Going down to the local co-op on the corner and buying the cheapest bottle of champagne.
I'm celebrating on that motherfucker if that happens, man. You know what I mean? Serious thing, people. Hey, salute to every single one of you that stayed with us tonight. Big up. Thank you so much. Over 80 of you watching us live. Big love to all of you. Please make sure you're subscribing, liking, sharing all our videos. Make sure you're following the Rambling That podcast, the Head Kick podcast, Kick 'em in the Head, the Fight Week Show, subscribe, show love to all of them. And yeah, we're going to be back on Friday doing our prediction show. And we're going to make all our picks on this Manchester card that's coming up. We're going to be making all our picks. And yeah, McDane is going to be over there live on Saturday. We're going to be doing a watch song for that. So make sure you keep it locked. Make sure you're hitting the notification button over here on the Fight Week Show. And until the next one.
How many are you away from 3,000 just before you dip out?
About 12, I'll say.
I am 8 away from being at 800. Come on, people. If you're watching on Twitter, come and fucking support the channels. Please jump on over to YouTube. Hit me with 8 subscribers so I can hit that 800 mark. Hit my man with 12 fucking subscribers so we can get to 3K. You know what I mean? Make it happen, people.
We'll put in the work, man. Show some love. Big love to every single one of you, man. Salute to you. Make sure you're following all of these guys on all the platforms. And yeah, up onto the next one. Hasta la vista. We're out. Salute. Big love.
Peace. Fuck
the fight.
Hey guys, this is John Anik from the UFC. You're watching the Fight Week Show. Please subscribe. Not now, but right now. Subscribe to the Fight Week Show. We'll see you guys on the road soon.